ratifications list. Good question.
Yes, general question again. Are all of these amounts, just for my benefit, are these already included in the last budget that we saw? Are any of these incremental, or do these live outside?
It's a great question. Mr. Baker, let me take a swing at it first. Stay right there just in case. I don't recall offhand in Ms. Sue's report if she included the Fund 21 or Fund 25 construction budget in her interim budget. I'm not sure if she would have done that or not normally. So, but I will tell you in general, Swinnerton and Mr. Baker will be elaborating maybe on this later on the agenda, is still fighting hard for the school district, because it does occur sometimes that at the end of a construction project you have some subcontractors who are trying to squeeze more money out of a project, or maybe they didn't do as well as they thought they would have done. So Mr. Baker continues, and Swinnerton continues to represent us vigorously to only allow very legitimate and necessary expenses to come through, so that we're being fiscally responsible. So at the end of the day, we don't know what the result will be yet, probably for a few more weeks, and that will eventually come to the City Schools Committee. We don't know. I hope we're within budget, and if we're not within budget, we'll have to figure out how we're going to deal with that situation. But we still have some negotiations that are continuing, and Mr. Baker will be expanding on that maybe, I think, this evening.
All the items on the ratification list, with one exception, have been carried in the project budget for many months, and so are included in the updates that have gone to Ms. Sue. The one exception is the last item, which is the drain line at the pool equipment room. That's something we've done very recently because there's been water infiltration from groundwater, and so we've actually added in a trench drain along the wall to collect that water. It just kind of seeps through till it goes to the sump pump. So that's the only item that had not been included in our end of the budget reconciliation we did for the end of 2016. But there still is remaining contingency in the budget that will cover that.
Thank you.
Mr. Baker, before you go away, I have a question pertaining to the two items on the ratification list. One being the one for $21,000 for the it's a COR number 573, which is the fencing and gates. I'm still disheartened by the quality of the fencing and the gates. They're rusting and they're not painted. Is that a punch list item?
Yeah, those are warranty items now, both of them.
Okay.
This item here is reconciled. We had hoped to save $300,000 by redesigning the gates when we did a value engineering exercise in 2014. The final cost after we reconciled that, we didn't hit the $300,000 savings. We fell about $50,000 short, and that's what this item is.
Okay, and then the other one was for $21,000, and it was, I'm sorry, this was actually item 573, or CR 573. Was this done after the stated completion of what, July 25th?
We had the board had approved when they tested the soil. The specifications by the landscape architect were to amend the existing soil and all the planters. So all the planted areas would be existing soil with soil amendments. They tested the soil, and it didn't pass. Didn't come really close to passing the test for that. So we had to import topsoil. So we had approved an earlier change order to bring new topsoil in, and it was an estimate, and this is the final additional cost to do that topsoil.
No, with that cost, did it include the, basically goes back to my original question, was this, the cost include the labor and the time after the completion date of July 25th? What
this does include is it does include a small amount, about less than $3,000 of premium for Saturday work, because they did the work Saturday. Okay. The board in December approved the final cost for Saturday work, which actually came in quite a bit less than what we had budgeted. There's a small amount of this one, which is for Saturday work, for the premium time for Saturday work, for this soil work.
All right, thank you.
Where does the soil come from?
The soil would have come from a nursery supply company. I'm not sure the exact vendor who provided that. It was tested, though, to make sure that it passed the fairly stringent requirements of the landscape architect for organic matter and things of that nature. I can tell you that.
I only asked because I see imported. I was wondering whether it actually meant it came from a different country.
Oh, no, it came from a local source, yes.
Thank you.
I like that.
Import soil is a construction term when you import it to the site.
I'm getting smarter every day here. Thank you.
All right. Any further questions? If not, do I have a motion for, oh, I'm sorry, there's one more item. Item 6.5?
Yes. Yeah, I just want to ask, John, how did the team do at JAMS?
Oh, this is requesting your approval for them to go. So they would be going in mid-February, so February 15th until February the 19th. So this because it's out-of-state field trip, it requires your board authorization, and I'll be reporting on how they do as soon as I find out when I get back.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I do have, as a quick question, Dr. Rubio, pertaining to that same field trip authorization. It has a line item that says cost. How is this trip being paid for? Do you know?
Offhand, I don't know. I suspect the high school probably is using, is it student body funds? The budget. I think they're utilizing. They're given a small budget each year to make decisions about whether that's athletic equipment or events.
Okay.
And so I believe Ms. Good is using some of their own budget for that. And the girls may be fundraising for all I know. I'm not sure offhand.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Any further questions?
A comment. It would just be great to give them a proper handoff,
Oh.
farewell, and wish them good luck.
I'll see if we can arrange it.
With that being said, do I have a motion for the remaining items to be approved?
So moved.
I'll second it. Roll call, please.
Member Solis?
Yes.
Member Ball?
Yes.
Member Inch?
Yes.
President Merriam?
Yes.
Member Vargas?
Yes.
Member Langner?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously, 6-0.